We're the Scroggins family. I'm Brandon, and this is my wife, Christy. And then Harley's behind me, and then Micah and Owen, and then this is Titus, and this is Jude. We have wanted to adopt for a long time, since we were married, even before as kids, we wanted to adopt. And we began to pursue that several years ago, and we were in a process. And the process was difficult. We just weren't really making any headway. And then we connected with Kids to Love, and things just really began to go quickly.
I actually found Kids to Love through frustration. We were at that point in our adoption. We'd already worked with another agency that didn't go well. We had spent a year kind of doing things on our own. Everything was up to date. We just needed a baby. I saw a post from Kids to Love about an emergency foster placement and the items that y'all were able to provide for that family. And so when I get to the website and there's a tab for adoption, I'm like, what is this? So I immediately messaged email, and a sweet lady called me back immediately and was like, hey, you want to talk about our adoption program? And the ball just started rolling. And I think honestly we were only maybe 1 year with you guys before they were in our arms. Mm-hmm. Harley and I were on the way to the grocery store when you guys called and said, can we have a conference call in 1 hour? So I called my husband and said, be ready in 1 hour, we're on our way home. And so we came home and we tucked ourselves away in the office, and Shanna called and said, well, I have quite the opportunity for you.
The thing I'll never forget though is I said, you know, we really are looking for a baby. And so I said, is this a baby? And she said, well, kind of. And I said, what do you mean? Is it a baby or not? And she said, babies.
Yeah, 2 babies.
And the fact that we had been wanting more than one, and twins, it was just remarkable. We couldn't believe it.
They were born at 28 weeks, 5 days, and they spent 66 days in the NICU. So by the time we got to them, we had about another month of NICU stay. So we traveled back and forth at least twice a week, but some of that time we would stay overnight. So we were usually in Huntsville 3 to 4 days out of the week.
And secretly we wondered, before we met them, are they going to feel like our children? You know, what kind of connection or bond will there be there? But it was just amazing. As soon as we first held them in the NICU, they felt like our children. There's times now where I forget that they're adopted. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, they are. We did adopt.
And then other times we wake up and we say, is this real? Did we really do that? Are they really ours? One thing that I've told people as we've done this process and as we're finished now with the actual adoption process is that you have to learn to be ready for anything. Be ready for it to happen fast, be ready for it to go slow, be ready for it to be easy, be ready for it to be hard. There are so many twists and turns in the process and highs and lows of like, this is going somewhere and then there's a stall, and this is going somewhere and there's a stall, and then you have your babies, but there's still more work to do. And then even after the adoption, no one tells you about the post things there are to do with name changes and birth certificates and all of those sorts of things. So I just like to tell people that emotionally, you just have to be ready.
Kids to Love was just so personal. They were so clear.
Attentive.
And you can tell that they really care about what they're doing. And it's not just another job. It's something that they invest their life into doing. And so we're the fruit of that and enjoying the fruit of that. Mm-hmm.